So it is finally that time for the Primal Rumblings event in Pokemon Go and the return of Rayquaza and the Eon Duo Megas. So without further ado, let's get right into the tips for this event. So this event is going to be running February 22nd, 10 a.m. to February 24th, 10 p.m. So a very short event, make sure you take advantage. Bonuses during the event are going to be 2 times Evolve XP. Wild spawns during the event will be Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, Wurmple, Whismur, Numel, Barboach, and rare spawns for Grovyle, Combusken, Marshtomp, and Absol. 1-star raids will be Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. 3-star raids will be Grovyle, Combusken, and Marshtomp. 5-star raids will be the return of Rayquaza, and this Rayquaza will know the new legacy move Breaking Swipe, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Finally, Mega raids will be Mega Latios and Latias. You'll also be able to get event-themed stickers from spinning Pokestops and opening gifts. And finally, we'll have some exclusive research. We're gonna have field research tasks that will get us items to prepare for the Hoenn tour, most likely Pokeballs. Now note, as you're watching this video, I'm probably in Mexico just chilling, hanging out, and this video was pre-recorded. So I can't tell you exactly what the field research tasks are, but most likely they'll get you Pokeballs. There'll also be an evolution-themed collection challenge, which will require you to evolve a couple Pokemon to receive Ultra Balls and a Rocket Radar. Okay, with the event details out of the way, let's hop right into the tips, starting with the best wild spawns during the event. Starting off with Trico, which evolves all the way into Sceptile. Sceptile is gonna have a little bit of play in the Ultra League, as well as have the Mega form of Mega Sceptile, which is one of the best Grass-type raid attackers, so definitely get a good IV Trico. We'll also have Torchic in there, which evolves into Blaziken. Blaziken is a good Fire-type raid attacker, and when its Shadow form comes, it's gonna be like #1. Blaziken also has a little bit of play in the Ultra League, and finally, of course, we have Mega Blaziken in the game, so make sure you get yourself a good IV Torchic for that. Mudkip's in there. Mudkip evolves into Swampert, and we all know Swampert to be one of the best Pokemon for the Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, so definitely get some good IVs for all those leagues. Also, of course, Swampert is a decent Water-type and Ground-type raid attacker, specifically in its Shadow form, so you can grind candies. And of course, Mega Swampert, the #1 Water-type raid attacker in the game. Make sure you go ahead and get a good IV Mudkip. We also have Numel in there. Numel evolves into Camerupt, in which Camerupt does have a Mega form in the future, so this is a good event to prep for that Mega, get some candies, XLs, all that stuff. And Barboach in there. Barboach evolves into Wishcash, which does have some play in the Great League, although it is a little bit outshined by the other mud boy, Swampert. We also, of course, have Grovyle, Combusken, and Marshtomp, the evolutions of all 3 of those Pokemon. We already talked about their meta relevancy, but also catching these Pokemon gets you boosted Stardust at 300 per. Since these Pokemon are stage 1s, they get you more Stardust, so if you're in need of Stardust, catch these Pokemon in the wild. Finally, we have Absol in there. Absol, of course, does have the Mega form, Mega Absol, so you can get yourself a good IV one during this event in the wild, hopefully, and candies and all that stuff. With the spawns out of the way, let's get right into the raids. What are the best raids during the event? In the 1-stars, of course, we have Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, as well as in the 3-stars having Grovyle, Combusken, and Marshtomp. We already talked about these Pokemon being good, so definitely raid them if you want higher IV floors and a higher chance of a good IV. But in the 5-star raids, we have Rayquaza with the new legacy move Breaking Swipe. Is this Pokemon going to be any good? Now, Breaking Swipe is going to be a very strong move for Rayquaza in PvP. Not only does it have a chance to debuff your opponent's attack, but it also is such a good energy efficient move. It's literally a Dragon Claw, but it also debuffs your opponent's attack by 1 stage. This will help Rayquaza out a lot because this is what Rayquaza was really missing in PvP metas. Definitely make sure you get yourself a good Rayquaza for the Master League, because I could definitely see it jumping up and becoming a lot better in that league since it now has a move to bait with. However, it probably won't be very good in the Ultra League since Rayquaza's stats are too high. In terms of raids, Breaking Swipe is not the move you're gonna really want on Rayquaza. You're gonna wanna run the regular move Outrage because it's just gonna have a higher DPS and TDO. So if you're running Rayquazas in raids, keep Outrage, but if you're running them in PvP, keep Breaking Swipe and have Ancient Power as another move. Finally, that leaves us with Mega Latios and Mega Latias. If there's one you wanna raid most here, it's going to be Mega Latios, because Mega Latios is one of the best Dragon-type raid attackers in the game and one of the best Psychic-type raid attackers in the game. And Latias is similar, but just worse than Latios. So why would you go with Latias if you can just get the Latios? Also, both Mega Latios and Latias do have play in the Mega Master League, but again, the Latios is probably better there. That moves us on to candy tips. You want to grind a lot of candy during the event because there's a lot of good spawns. So let's go through different ways you can grind candy. Number 1, use Pinette Berries. Regular Pinette Berries will multiply your catch candy by 2 and Silvers by 2.33. You can also Mega Evolve during the event. Mainly during this event, I would definitely recommend Mega Evolving a Mega Charizard X. Reason being is Rayquaza, Mega Latios, and Latias are all Dragon-type Pokemon, and you do want to get extra candies for these Pokemon since they are so rare, they do not come around in raids often, so grind the candy while you can, and having that Mega Evolve to get extra candies is going to be essential. However, since Mega Charizard X is also a Fire type, you can get extra candies for Torchic and Numel, which are 2 of the wild spawns, definitely worth getting extra candies for. Also, we have Trico and Mudkip in the wild spawns, which you will be missing if you go with that Mega. So another option would be to Mega Evolve in Mega Sceptile, because that is a Grass-type Mega and Dragon-type Mega, so you'll get Mega Boost for the Dragons, but you can also get extra candies for Trico. Unfortunately, there's no Dragon and Water-type Mega, so you can't do the same thing with Mudkip, but just make sure you at least have a Dragon-type Mega evolved during this event. You can also trade. It's still the season of Mythical Wishes until March 1st, which means every time you trade away a Pokemon, you'll get a guaranteed XL candy. And these Pokemon that are going to be in the wild that you catch that are good with XL candies, pretty much like all of them, like Tricos, Mudkip, Torchics, Absols, you can go ahead and trade them away during this event or until March 1st. Every time you trade away a Pokemon, you're getting 1 XL candy, so trade away 100 Mudkip Mudkips, you get 100 Mudkip XL candies. Finally, transferring Pokemon. At the time of making this video, I do not know when the next 2x transfer candy spotlight hour is, but hold on to any super valuable Pokemon you want to go ahead and get extra candy for. Hold on to them until the next 2x transfer candy spotlight hour, which we will update you here on the channel when that is. Now, there is a secret little strategy you can use during the event to grind a lot of XP. Specifically, Wurmple and Whismur are spawning in the wild, which are two Pokemon that only take 12 candies to evolve. You want to catch a lot of Wurmples and Whismurs and then go ahead and evolve them on a lucky egg during this event. Since we have 2x evolve XP, every single evolution is going to be 2,000 XP, and if you're on a lucky egg, that's 4,000 XP. You could probably do about 120 evolutions in an hour, which would be 480,000 XP in 1 hour if you just catch these Pokemon and just spam evolutions on lucky eggs. Like, you could literally during this whole event just sit at home and evolve the whole time and just grind a lot of XP. The only thing you're going to need is going to be candies and lucky eggs. Definitely take advantage of that if you want to level up. Finally, we're going to talk about some platinum medal tips. As always, you need 35 platinum medals, go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Let's run through which ones you should go after. Of course, go ahead and take a look at your type medals here. If there's any of these you haven't completed, the Kindler, catch 2,500 fire types. Make sure you catch, those Torchics in the wild to work on this medal. We also have the Scientist medal, evolve 2,000 Pokemon. Like I mentioned, with that evolve XP and those cheap power Pokemon to evolve, you can go ahead and complete this medal very easy. Just catch Wurmples, Whismurs, and evolve them. Finally, go ahead and take a look at the raid roster we have this time around. If there's any of these Pokemon you haven't raided at least once, make sure you do to work on your Rising Star medal to defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. For example, if you've never raided a Combuskin before, make sure you just do at least one raid for that to work on this medal if you haven't completed it. With that being said though, that is pretty much my tips for the Primal Rumblings event. Again, while you're watching this video, I'm probably on vacation in Mexico, chilling by the poolside. So that's why this video was pre-recorded, but I wish you guys all luck on the Primal Rumblings event. And remember, Rayquaza is actually going to be in raids all the way until March 1st. So you do have time to get that new legacy move and try to get shinies and candies for this Pokemon until March 1st. That's it for me though, guys. Comment below any tips I miss and see you in the next one. Follow for tips. Peace.